Hey everybody, welcome to my merciful last post of 2025. I want to thank everybody who's a new subscriber, whether you're a subscriber here on YouTube or to my newsletter on Substack at american-doom.com. Your support means a lot. It's been a super newsy and busy year, both personally and professionally, and I'm looking forward to taking a break over the holidays in a way that I really haven't been able to do over the last 2 years, and probably won't really have much time to do next year, considering that it's an election year. I'll have another piece at the newsletter later this week dealing with some election interference stuff happening in Georgia that I think is important to pay attention to, considering Republican efforts to rig the midterms next year. But out today at public notice and at American Doom, I got a response from the White House about Trump's bandages on his hands that I think people will want to know about. Basically, the White House is probably lying about Trump's health, which is ironic considering all of the noise that Trump made during the campaign about Biden's health. This is what White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt told me in an email statement about the bandages that Trump has been wearing on the back of his right hand. She says, President Trump is a man of the people and he meets more Americans and shakes their hands on a daily basis than any other president in history. His commitment is unwavering and he proves that every single day. Except Trump doesn't shake more hands than any other president in history. Not that there's any way to measure that, but one way that we know that he's not shaking at least more hands is that, as the New York Times reported, Trump has had fewer public events this past year than any other year of his presidency. Fewer campaign rallies, fewer events at the White House, so ostensibly less shaking hands. Of course, the most obvious way to tell that this is a lie, a ridiculous one at that, is just basic common sense. Have you ever met or known or heard about anyone who has injured their hands while shaking other people's hands to the point that it requires them to wear bandages on the back of their hands? Now, there's lots of speculation out there as to why Trump is wearing these bandages, and I'll leave that to people who have a heck of a lot more education and medical experience than I do. But it's really besides the point. The point is that if Trump and the White House and Republicans are willing to ignore or lie or obfuscate or pick your word about Trump's health, what else are they willing to lie about? Obviously, most things. But as we head into next year, when Trump is expected to take to the campaign trail and try to whip up support for Republicans in the midterms, I think it's important to remember that the White House is not being fully forthcoming about his health, mental health, physical health, cognitive health. And considering Trump's age, I don't think that his health is set to improve too much in the near future. So that's it for 2025. I hope everybody has a great holiday and gets to take some time off to be with their friends and family and loved ones. And remember what's really important in our lives, which is not all of this nonsense and chaos that's coming from Washington on a daily basis, but the love and support and kindness of our family and friends. I know that's what I'll be focusing on over the next few weeks as I take time away from this daily madness and focus on those more important things. Thanks for watching.